Hi there. You found Queen V Crafts, my channel all about my crafting life. My name is Eve, my pronouns are she, her, and this is Flosstube episode number 17. Today is the 7th of September 2024, and I am so excited to have you all here today and to be back. It has been close to a month, if not longer, since I last recorded. Life got a little hectic there for a second, and it's about to get even more hectic, but I will get into that in a little bit. I have lots to show y'all today, so we're just going to jump right in. Usually at the beginning of my videos, I will share what new or popular or people that I enjoy watching on Flosstube, but to be completely transparent, since life has been so crazy, I have watched very little on YouTube in the past for maybe 5 weeks. So we're just going to skip over that section today. Hopefully in my next video I'll have some lovely individuals to share with y'all, but I have finishes, if you can believe it. If you are new here, welcome. I am so excited that you have decided to join me today. And if you're a returning friend, you know that finishes are quite rare on this channel. So I actually have, I have one finish that I'm keeping, and I have 3 finishes that are finishes for now, and I will share those in a second. The first piece that I have to share, though, is Moth by DMC. This one I've been working on since February, and it's kind of ridiculous because it's so small. Here is where I was the last time that I showed it, and the fully finished product. I am really happy with how this one turned out. I think I might have shown the full pattern. If not, I'll stick the full pattern in right now. As you can see, this piece that I finished doesn't have the moon or the stars, I think is what is supposed to be on the top and the bottom. I don't know what I was thinking when I calculated the size of my fabric when I cut it, but I cut it too small, so I just did the moth in the moon for this small piece, and I might turn it into an ornament, or some sort of like little round frame maybe, or we'll have to see. It might make a good like little jar lid, puff it up, make it like a pin cushion. I'm not sure, but this one is done for now. This is the called for DMC 1/1 on 18 count black Ada. So yeah, there is Moth. And I finished that one on the last day of August, so I am excited that that one is done. I still have my restart of that piece to stitch, which this is the proper size of the fabric that it should have been cut to for the full piece. So that is Moth. The next finish that I have is a finish for now, and it is my round robin piece with Wicked Cat Stitch, Beck's Bin, Crow Stitcher, and Kansas City Stitcher. We are each stitching a little creature from these two patterns by MamaWitchXStitch, and I am doing the Mothman. So I finished my piece on my fabric, and this is what it looked like when I finished it. I snapped a picture because I've already sent this one off to Samantha, and I am just so happy with how it looks. This fabric that I chose is 36 count Burning Woods Crackling Fire by Fiberless Semi Fibers. It was a fabric of the month. And I'm using the Call for DMC, and I'm stitching 1/2. And so I included that thread in my package when I sent it off, so that my stitchy friends will also stitch with those same colors. Then the next finish that I had was the same pattern but on Andi the Crow Stitcher's piece, and it looked like this when I finished it up. Andi is stitching theirs on 36 count, I think, Monster by BeStitchMe, and I decided to add red in the eyes for my part this time, since Andi is turning all of the little creatures that we're doing into ornaments for their spooky tree. So this is that finish. And so both mine and Andi's projects got stuck in the mail to Samantha the other day, and she should get them shortly. So those are my Wicked Round Robin pieces. I did also finish up my part for the Millennial Round Robin, which is hosted by Sarah of Millennial Fabrics. There are 12 of us, including me, in that group where we're doing Rosetta by Ink Circles. Each of us is stitching one of the circles, and then we're passing it along, and I finished up mine. It looks like that, and I used a sulky 40 weight, so it's thinner than what you would typically use to cross stitch for sulky. 2241 I think is the color. If I'm incorrect, I'll put it down below. And this is 20 count Latte by Fiber on a Whim. I am really happy with how this turned out. The sulky was really nice to stitch with. However, since it's so highly variegated and I needed to use 2 strands, because one just wasn't giving me the coverage that I wanted on the 20 count, it was very fiddly to cut the thread so that the colors matched up each strand. So I most likely won't be using that thread again, unless I'm stitching on like 46 or 56 count, because then it would give me the coverage that I want. But on the 20 count, it wasn't doing for me what I wanted it to. So then I stuck mine in the mail to who do I send to? Her name is Sabra, and so she should receive mine here shortly. I received Megan's the other day, and I'm going to show hers to you. I am really excited. I've already stuck it in the Q-snap partially, so I will just hold up here. This is what Megan's looks like. This is 18 count, I think. Yeah, 18 count oat milk from Millennial Fabrics, and it is my favorite neutral from Sarah. I have, I think, 2 pieces of oat milk now, and I haven't stitched on either of them, but it's so beautiful. I think that's my mind block, is it's so beautiful. I have to find the perfect piece to stitch on it. But this is Megan's, and she chose a DMC variegated 4502. I don't remember if that's one of the variations or if that's one of the colorists, but I am really excited. I'm going to do the square right below it here, and that is most likely what I'm going to be stitching on today when I finish up chatting with y'all. So I'm going to pop this quickly back into the Q-snap and set it off to the side. Alright, so now that I've chatted about my finishes and my round robin pieces, I did have a new start, but I don't love it, so I'm going to restart it. This one is Stitchy Toar by Erin Elizabeth, and I really like this color fabric. However, the white isn't giving on it like I would like it to. So I need to choose a slightly darker neutral shade, because like when I hold this up, you can't see the tear at all. If I come in close, you can kind of see where it's been stitched. But back here, this just looks like, you know, the floating ends of the scissors and maybe a little bit of shadow that I've put on here. So I am going to restart Stitchy Toar. I think this piece is big enough for, what's it called? The seasonal courier that Robin Pickens has designed, and that's what I'm doing that series on that fabric. So excuse me, I'm probably just going to pick out what I had started and use that piece for, excuse me, Blackbird's Autumn from Robin Pickens. But that one I plan on restarting soon. I need to figure out fabric as quickly as I can, because that one is a sal that the Sin City Stitcher is hosting. Hashtag tiered tray sal, and I would like to have a piece that I started to participate in that one with. So that is my finishes, my starts. So let's talk about my whips. I have several since it's been so many weeks. First one up is Wee Santa 2023 by Heart and Hand. I have been chugging along on this one. I'm trying to get it done or close to done by this coming Christmas, since I started it last December. It was here the last time that I showed it to y'all, and here it is now. So we're getting there. We have just, I think, one more big flower up here, and then fill in on his jacket, fill in on his beard, and And then I was leaving all the white to the end because, you know, I didn't know how long it was going to take. Sorry about that. I ran out of storage space on my phone, so I needed to delete some things and clear up some space. So I was saying that I am getting close to a finish on We Santa 2023. Just got some of the fill-in left, one more flower, and then the white. And yeah, I think that's all I was going to say. This is 36 count Brenda's Brew, I think. Yep, by R&R Reproductions, 1/2 with mostly the called for DMC, and I switched out the fancy floss. If you'd like that conversion, let me know either down below or send me a direct message on Instagram. So, yeah. Alright. Next up is Snowy Reindeer. This is by Country Cottage Needleworks. I, again, was working on I think I brought most of my holiday pieces with me when I went on my little vacation, but this is where it was the last time that I showed it and where it is now. I honestly don't remember how much I worked on this or where I got to. I think maybe I added this tree or this tree. I don't remember exactly, but I know that I worked on this one. This is 36 count Fog Lifter by R&R Reproductions, and I'm using the Call for DMC, and I swapped out the fancy floss. For this tree, I'm using Gentle Art Cucumber instead of Gentle Art Shutter Green, I think. But yeah, this is my Snowy Reindeer so far. I am going to try and start moving a little bit quicker because I don't know how much space my phone will record for next, and B, I have a lot to share about acquisitions, so I know that it's going to be kind of a long video. It is what it is. Anywho, I then pulled out Winter Tear by Erin Elizabeth. This one is also getting quite close to a finish. I was here the last time that I showed this to y'all, and I'm here now. This is 18 count Mystic by Picture This Plus. I'm using the Call for DMC, stitching 1/1. And I think I pretty much finished the top tier there. Yeah, the top tier is done. Now I'm just going to move down and start working on the motifs on the second tier, and then I'll do the third tier, and this one will be done as well. So yeah, that is Winter Tier. Next up is Deadly Aquarium by Lola Crow. Since I last recorded, this stitch along has now finished. So I know what all of the pieces are going to look like. I'm really excited. Why do I have the hiccups today? Excuse me. I'm really excited to get this piece done. Obviously, I have so many projects, and it just kind of fell by the wayside. So I am still working on this part here. I guess I can show where it was last time and where it is now. So I know I've been working on a lot of 310 in this little, I think it's a cave. I put in some of the yellow here, and I now know that I can't catch up because the sal is done, so I'm just taking this one at my own pace now. This is 18 count Tangled Up in Blue by StitchMe Darcy, and I'm using the Call for DMC, stitching 1/1. And I love it. I am very excited when this one will be done. But I'm not gonna kick myself for not keeping up with the sal. It is what it is. Alright. Last two that I have to show y'all are fairly recent. These are worked on since September started. These I pulled out because it is #Sampler September, and I didn't realize that I have 3 pieces that are technically samplers now on the go. So the first one that I worked on is the Scissor Sampler by Tellin Emblem. I was here the last time that I showed this, and I'm here now. That added quite a bit to this one since I showed this one last. I'm loving how it's looking on this 36 count Winter Brew, I think. I have so many projects now, I'm glad that I write down what things are, because I would never be able to remember. Yes, Winter Brew, which is R&R Reproductions as well. The Call for DMC, and I subbed out the Fancy Floss for colors that I thought were similar enough, because I don't stitch with the Fancy Floss that was called for. And I am really excited how quickly this one is working up. I think I said that the last time that I showed this. I was like, I don't know if I want to put it away because it stitches so fast, but I did, and then it sat for a while, but I'm glad that I pulled it back out. There's a chance that I work on it again at some point this month, but like I said, this month is going to be a little crazy, so we'll see what ends up happening. So that was Scissor Sampler, and then the most recent piece that I've worked on is the Red, White, and Blue Sampler by Erin Elizabeth. I was here the last time that I showed it to y'all, and where I am now. This is another one that stitches up pretty quick. It does take me maybe a little bit longer than usual because this is the first project that I've ever stitched on 40 count. So my stitches are super small and cute, but you know, it does take some concentration to stitch on 40 count, especially when I'm so used to 36 count. So, speaking of, this is Moonshadow 40 count by Seraphim, and I'm using 1 strand over 2 with the call for DMC, but the red, the blue, and the white are fancy flosses that are called for in this piece down here, which is Free and Brave by The Drawn Thread. So I'm using the same floss colors, at least for the red, white, and blue in both projects, and they are on the same piece of fabric. So it makes it nice and easy to transport both of those projects for patriotic stitching. Alright, that is all of my stitching for the last couple of weeks. I'm going to cover my plans really quick, and then we'll do haul, life, and maybe books. We'll see what I'm at time-wise after haul. So, plans for the next couple of weeks. My birthday is on the 17th, so I am planning on doing a birthday start. I'm torn between doing a small and starting something massive. So if y'all could let me know down below which one you would love to see more of. The choices are This Vehicle Stops by Waxing Moon Designs, and I'll pop up a picture here. Or I have a Gecko Rouge kit of Mermaid by Medusa Dollmaker, and that one looks like this. I was originally planning on starting Mermaid, but we'll see. Whichever project y'all think that would be fun to start for my birthday, I would love to hear your input. And then I'm just going to continue stitching for Sampler September. So my 3 samplers are the 2 that I showed y'all, and the MLK sampler, which I don't think I've pulled out since like March maybe, so it is due for some love. I'm also using those 3 projects plus any others that I need to play Laura from Stitching by the Shore's stitching game I Spy. So she posted the prompts the other week, and so basically you look for something that meets the requirements of the prompts in your stitching. And I'm basically, some people will set like goals for themselves, like 100, 200 stitches. I'm just saying how much I accomplish the night that I'm stitching on it, that's what I'm counting towards it. So it's really just an opportunity to go through your whips and try and pull out things that you wouldn't normally, and put a little work into that project. So those are what I'm going to keep working on. I'm going to hop into haul now. I have quite a bit because I haven't spoken with y'all since I went up to Northern Virginia for the NorthMeetsSouth retreat / shopping event, which was in Arlington, Virginia, the first or second weekend in August. So I'm going to share what I bought there, as well as my clubs of the month and some other goodies that I've picked up since I spoke with y'all last. But if you are not a fan of seeing what others purchase, I am so happy that you were here today and that you hung out with me. I would love it if you would leave me a comment if you like this video, and if you're not already subscribed, doing so would be awesome. I would so appreciate it. But if you are here for haul, let's just get into it, shall we? The haul bucket is overflowing. So let's go maybe in chronological order, because there's so much stuff I need to like keep track, and I'm going to do my best to not crinkle things, but there are crinkly things, so bear with me. Alright, North Meets South was fantastic. I got to meet so many awesome individuals who own shops. I got to meet some designers, and I got to do shopping, basically. I only paid for a day pass, so I was able to walk around the shopping area and really like look at things in-depthly, especially the fabrics that were available. Oh my gosh, seeing some of those things in person before buying them, amazing. So let's go ahead and start with some of the stuff that I bought. Let's do Sarah from Millennial Fabrics first, because one of the items that I purchased from her is actually holding all of the rest of my goodies. So I got a full fabric project bag, and Sarah, you'll have to comment and let everybody know who makes these bags. I know that they make them for your shop, so you'd have to go over to Millennial Fabrics and check out if they have any more of these bags available. I doubt it. They go really fast whenever Sarah does her lives, but I was like, this one's so cute and fall, and I love sunflowers, and oh my gosh, this ribbon detail, so cute. I am in love, and it is a very well-made bag. I am really happy with it, and the interior is just this kind of dots in a complementary, is it complementary or like, you know, color scheme. It goes with, the colors go together. That's what I'm trying to say. And then I also, from Sarah, bought several pieces of fabric. I got this one, which is a 40 count. A fat eighth of the color is Whisper. It looks so pretty. And also 40 count Sparrow. Also a fat eighth. And I think those were the only things that I bought from Sarah, which is surprising given that I pretty much went to this event to meet Sarah. But anywho, I did quite a bit of damage. I bought from Atomic Ranch, so I actually got to meet the owner of Atomic Ranch, and they were so nice. I am very excited to stitch on some of their fabric and see how I like it. I got a 40 count Blue Ridge. This is a fat quarter, I think. Yeah. Fat quarter of Blue Ridge. And it's kind of similar to the other piece of Atomic Ranch that I have already, which is Oxygen. But this one's a little bit more blue as opposed to like greeny blue, which is what Oxygen is. So I'm really excited. This one looks like such a beautiful sky, and I'm excited to use it that way. And then I also got a piece of Gaia, which is this beautiful green. It's also a fat quarter, and it's a 40 count as well. So for me, blues and greens tend to be neutrals too. I tend to use them that way, so that's why I went with those two. I also got to meet Diane, who is the designer of Silver Creek Samplers. I'm a huge fan of her patterns, and so I picked out two from her, Follow Your Heart and Fred's Unifying Question. And I got to chat with her for a little while and talked about her style and, you know, where she gets her inspiration, and just, you know, overall getting to network with some of these people was so much fun. So, all right, then I got to meet Trish Vine, and she doesn't have a website, but if you contact her, she most likely can make a bag that you want. She has a lot of like different styles of bags that she makes. I picked out this little like notions bag, or it could be for a small project, in this really cute skip fabric, and that's what the inside looks like. She had so many fun patterns of fabric, but I settled on this one because I wanted to buy all of them, but I did not have the money to do so. But this one is so pretty. There's her little branding. I am excited to use this little bag very soon. Alright, let's see. Then I bought from the Nebby Needle, and let's see if there's their card. I know it's in here. Hello. There it is. So Bonnie is the owner and designer of the Nebby Needle, and I picked out two patterns from her. Feel Like a Nut is a really cute sampler. Those squirrels, so cute. And also Always Be Stitching and Alphabet. So it's got the cute little bees on there. Do a little sampler or always stitching. We'll see what I decide to do. But those are what I got from them. I also got a free pattern from her as well. I then stopped by the Noteworthy Needle, not to be confused with the Nebby Needle. And Janice is the owner over there. She has some really unique pattern designs, mostly like stitching on things that aren't fabric. So the two little booklets that I picked out are to stitch on the craft pumpkins that Michael sells. So I picked out these two, and I'm excited. I think I want to do the this Hello Fall one first, but I think I'm going to put it on an orange pumpkin. And yeah, I'm excited to try these out. Basically, the way that she has the pattern, she has like templates in here that you cut out and then stick to the pumpkin and take a Dremel or like a hand drill or something, and I'm going to cover up most of this pattern, but like each of these little black dots is where you will drill a hole, and then you'll be able to stitch like you would normally. You just cut off the top of the pumpkin and you can stitch like that. So I am excited to try this out. It's not like immediately on my list, but potentially for next fall. Maybe I'll start in August working on some of those. I also got a free pattern from her as well. And then the last shop that I stopped in was one of the hosts of the event, and that is Stitch New England, from, I want to say Massachusetts. I don't know if that's right, don't quote me on that, but it was them and Barefoot Needleart that hosted the event. I just realized that I don't have a business card for Stitch New England, but I did. They had they brought all of their fancy floss basically and set up, so I picked out these 3 Gentle Art. These were the new colors this year. So I grabbed those, and also I'm working kind of in alphabetical order to build up my floss stash of Gentle Art and Classic Colorworks. So I also picked out these Classic Colorworks. And that's everything that I bought while I was at NorthMeetsSouth. While I was up in Arlington, I figured, oh, I'm only like 20-ish minutes from Alexandria. I'm going to go to an L&S that I've never been to before. So I'm slowly checking them off of my list. In Stitches is in Old Town Alexandria, and it is the cutest cross stitch and needlepoint shop I have been in yet. At least like where it was situated. I loved it. It was so cute. I am jealous of the people who have it as their LNS. No shade to Dying to Stitch. I love them as well. Anyways, so I popped in Stitches to see if there was anything that I wanted to buy. I wasn't actually planning on shopping there. I was just going to take some pictures and look around. But they had a pattern that I have been meaning to start but haven't yet, and that's Blue Dreams by Barbara Anna. So I grabbed this one, and I'm going to talk about this one again in a sec because I got a fabric of the month that might be perfect for this, so hold on to that one. I also got the new Wee Santa by Heart and Hand. He's so cute. I'm excited to stitch that one and start it in December. I also grabbed some more Gentle Art. These are just alphabetical order colors. Again, like I said, I'm trying to build up my stash, so I grabbed these colors. Right. And those were all the things that I bought while I was in Stitches. Let's work through my big pile still. While I was away, I got a package of goodies from the Starlight Stitchery. I had ordered the adventure box, which wasn't really a box, it was just, I guess what it says here, collection. So it was the pattern book, it was 5 flosses from Forbidden Fiber Co., which are right here. If I can get them kind of situated. So, dropping things. Here are the flosses that came with the pattern book. And we also got a needle minder from Stitchy Pros. So I'm excited to go through here a little bit more and bookmark the pieces that I really like and I want to do. Let's see if there's any that like jump out to me right away. This one is cute. Bird Knock Life by Foxglove and Crow. Any others? Let's go Night Rider by Stitch Script. This is a little mouse riding a bat. So cute. And like there was another one. That one's good. But this one, I think this is the one I'm gonna stitch first. Tales of the Swamp Dragon by Flossie Fox Shop. They do such a great job with their dragons. So I'm excited to pick out fabric for that, use some of these colors, and just have a Randall time. Alright, let's do, I don't remember actually telling Sarah that I wanted this pattern, but I probably did because, well, she sent it to me. This is Primmers Cottage, Beautiful Things, and I think it is adorable. Beautiful things come together one stitch at a time. I do enjoy projects that are stitching related, so I am excited to stitch this one. And I might try to do a color conversion because like pink and green really aren't my colors, but blue and like peachy orange are, and I might try to do that. So we shall see. Obviously that's not something I have to worry about right now, because I've got so many projects already on the go. I don't need any more at the moment. Doesn't mean I'm not going to start stuff, but anywho, I also got my floss pack from Stacy over at Thread the Needle Stitchery. the one that Athena Stitching Goddess Designs curates. Here is what August is inspired by and the colors that it includes. And there are those flosses. I also got my thread of the month from Millennial Fabrics for August. So Gentle Art and Classic Colorworks. These are the Gentle Arts that I got. So, ta-da. And just going back in the bag, the Classic Colorworks. These ones are so pretty. The pastels. So pretty. So those are my thread from Millennial Fabrics for August. The August fabric of the month is stunning. This one is called Peach Cobbler. Oh my gosh. It's like, it looks more orange on camera, at least from what I'm seeing, and it might just be the lighting today, but it is definitely more pink. Let's see if I do this with it at all, if that helps. Nope, still looks orange. But this is the idea that I had when this showed up in the mail the other day. I said, that might work. That might be pretty cool. Because like I said, this is a lot more pink than it's showing up in person. Maybe. We'll do a floss toss and see what I think. But that is my Millennial Fabrics of the month. And I don't know if I mentioned that I switched my club from them to get 36 count, a fat eighth. I also got BeStitchMe for August, and this one is called Sandbar. And I'm not gonna take it out of the crinkly plastic, but it is a beautiful blue and tan mottled fabric, and I am really excited to find a project to stitch on this. The last bit of purchases that I made was the Autumn 2024 Just Cross Stitch magazine. I've seen several individuals on YouTube do flip throughs. I will tag them down below so you can go check out what's in this magazine if you're interested. But I'm in the process now of collecting them all when they come out. Not necessarily if there's anything that I want to stitch in them, but just because I want to have them. Alright, that's all the purchases that I made. I have a little bit of Stitchy Kindness. Andi, who's the Crow Stitcher here on YouTube and over on Instagram, when they sent their round robin, they said, hey, I'm including this pack of variegated flosses. Pick 2, pass the rest on to the rest of our group. So I got to choose 2 threads And I picked these from Night Stalker's Calling, which is a brand that I haven't used yet. This one is Are You Complicit? And this one is Lollybrach. I don't know if I mentioned, but I have turned into a huge Outlander fan, so I'm not even like a huge fan of green, but I chose this one strictly because of the name. So, thank you, Andi, for including these in your project. That was so kind. I am really excited to stitch something with these, and we'll see what I come up with to either use them by themselves or together. We shall see. All right, so that is all the purchases that I've made in the last few weeks. I am gonna quickly talk about some life stuff, and then I think we'll get out of here because it's been kind of a long video. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 books that I've read in the last month and a couple days. So if you are interested in what I've been reading, head over to Goodreads. I will link my Goodreads profile in the description if you're interested in what I've been reading. But life, the most impactful part of this section, that's not really how I want to word that. My grandfather passed away the 8th of August, and so I went up to visit my family to celebrate my brother's birthday and to go to NorthMeetsSouth. And the day that I arrived was the day that we got the call that he had passed away. He had been fighting bladder cancer for many years now, and he had reached a point where he said, I am tired, I have lived a good life, I'm done trying different surgeries and medications. And he was in hospice for 3 months. Luckily, me and my husband were able to get up to New York, where my grandparents lived, in April, and we visited with them then, and he was still doing kind of okay then, but within the last 8 weeks or so, he really did decline drastically, and so we went up there for the funeral and to be with my grandmother, and it was a very surreal visit. I still don't know if I've fully processed it. As the first grandchild, it was definitely hard, and it still is. I loved him very much, and it is going to be hard going forward, all of the milestones that I'm going to cross and not have him there for is going to be hard, but I am comforted by the fact that he was in a lot of pain in the end, and now he's no longer in pain. And I got to have a grandfather for a lot longer than a lot of people that I know do, so I feel very blessed that I had the time with him that I did. So, sorry to get all emotional like that. I try and hold myself together, but luckily this is just kind of a little bit. I'm sure that a lot of y'all understand the pain and the grief that comes with losing someone close to you. And if you haven't, I'm so, like, you're very lucky that you haven't had to experience these feelings. But in other news, to transition away from that in a very drastic way, my husband got his separation orders finally, so we will be moving again. This time he is going home to Texas. And I say he because I'm not moving there yet. He won't start getting money for going to school from the military until he starts school, which is going to be the spring semester. So we won't have money to start paying for living expenses until then. So what we've come up with is he's going to go to Texas. The Navy is going to move most of our stuff. We're going to get a storage unit. It's going to be stored there. He is going to drive his car. His brother's going to come out. He's going to drive his car with our dog, and he's going to take the dog to Texas, stay with his family for a few months, start working at the Kroger there, and, you know, pay for life expenses and stuff. And that's what he's going to do from October to school starting. I am going to move back up with my family in Northern Virginia for those, 3-ish months. And I'm going to start working at the Michaels up there, at least for those couple of months. I'm going to be taking the cats with me and my stuff in my car, at least the stuff that I don't want lost or damaged by military movers. So I will have most of my stitching with me, so I will most likely continue to make videos. I will have to cross that bridge once we get there, because obviously I don't know what my schedule is going to be like going forward. So this is my official TBD on videos for the foreseeable future. So that's why I wanted to get on today and give y'all that update. And that's pretty much everything that's been going on. Now we're just in the process of purging a lot of stuff that we don't need, and trying to minimize the amount of stuff that we're gonna have to store in a storage unit, and then figuring out, like, what's the best way to pack our stuff into our cars, and then we'll see where we go from there. I think the last thing that I'm going to pull out is one of my small little talking point cards. Even though I've blabbed on quite a bit today, we'll do a fun and random question today. If you could answer me down in the comments, would you rather be invisible or be able to read minds? So just a little fun, get the conversation going question. If you could answer me down below that, as well as what you think would be more fun of a start for my birthday, this vehicle stops or mermaid. And if there's anything else that you want to say, I love reading comments. I love responding to y'all. If you are not already following me over on Instagram, I am also Queen Bee Crafts over there. Would love to chat with some of y'all over there as well. And I am excited to see what the next month brings. We'll see if I end up recording in 2 weeks. I'm gonna try, but no promises. I hope you all have a great rest of September and October if I don't see you until then. And I'm gonna sign off there. I hope y'all have a great day, and until next time, happy stitching. 29 and I find myself wondering what did happen to the last 10.